Alrighty, I want to share with you how we build some of our imagery for either the podcast or for our agency, sometimes for clients. And in this case, I want to create a range of images for our new event. We've got an exciting event coming up here in the UK. We have Troy Dean coming over from Australia. We've also got Chris Ducker and a wide range of people within WordPress and agency and design life who are all getting together to help us all as agency owners understand what those next small changes are that we need to make massive change in our business. And I want to be able to do Facebook campaigns. I want to raise awareness. I want to do all of that good stuff, but I don't want to be spending tons and tons of time creating imagery, designing stuff from scratch, going through iterations. And I also want my team to be able to edit the imagery, stay on brand, and not deviate, not start messing around and have everything look different. I want there to be consistency. I want it to be easy for people to update so I can just give it to any of my team members and not have to worry that things are going to look odd. So we use RelayThat for that sort of thing. And I want to essentially build from scratch a range of imagery using RelayThat. So the first thing we want to do here is set up a new project. This is going to be for our new brand. So let's call this Agency Transformation Live. And we have a whole load of preset templates in here. I'm just going to opt for agency because, hey, I'm an agency, but you can use small businesses, all sorts of different options in here that you can at least get started with, or you can start with blank. I tend not to start with blank because it's too blank a canvas for me. I can't visualize how things could potentially look. So first thing I'm going to do is select that and press create. And this is going to give me a project that I can now start to work with. So you can see here it generates all of these designs for us. We can see some gorgeous designs. I can very quickly switch over to here and go to Facebook ads to see what potential Facebook ads could look like, etc. So for example, if I click in here and Facebook ads, we can see all sorts of different potential layouts. There's one good for an event because I could show all my speakers. Alrighty, so now the problem here is this is not my brand. This is essentially the default that's come out. So what we can do, and I love this feature, is I can go ahead and load my website URL. So Agency Transformation Live, here it is. Let's now switch back and go to this. This is the import, and I can essentially paste in my URL here. And I can hit load. And what this is going to do is this is going to grab assets from my website and allow me to put those into this project. So one of the first things I'll want to do is pick some of the key colors. There's one of our key colors, and my other favorite color is that. So these are our kind of two core colors. And then I can select from the website specific images. So as an image of me, for example, let's grab an image of, I think the Troy Dean's in there. There you go, there's Troy Dean. And I can also select something that I might like to use as a backdrop. That's going to be the venue. I could perhaps use that. In this case, I'm just going to use this image for now of me chatting. Now, here we go. This is Agency Transformation Live. Let's just say that for now, maybe 2019 or something along those lines. And we'll leave that text in there for now. So if I hit import, that's now going to pull through. You can see everything happening in the background. That's going to pull through all of the different elements automatically. Now, what we can then do is continue to work through all of these different elements, maybe upload other imagery, etc., that we might want to. But this is giving me a starting base for our design. Now you'll see here, obviously, this is the incorrect font. So we can control all of that, thankfully, by going through the settings in here and controlling everything. So the first thing I want to do is control my fonts. Now I'm using Rubik, of which I have downloaded. Here we go. This is Rubik. And I'm going to upload Rubik Bold and Regular as well to this system. So to do that, we go to Upload. You can see here there's some other fonts that we've used in the past on other projects. And we're going to go ahead and grab Rubik Bold and Rubik Regular. And I'm going to throw Rubik Light in there as well. And I think I can do 3 at once. I could be wrong. It might just be one at a time. Let's just do one at a time, just for giggles. Yeah, it's one at a time. Rubik Light and Rubik regular. Oh, it does say upload new font file, not fonts. Okay, so there we go. So we have our 3 fonts that I've uploaded from Google. Now, there are a whole stash of fonts that come in there automatically, so you may be lucky and yours may already be in the list. In our case, it wasn't. So I can hit Rubik Bold and instantly I can see Agency Transformation live. What I can also then do is switch to font 2 and say that I want to use Rubik regular for all of this stuff. And I might also want to say that I want to use Rubik regular for the highlight text as well. And I'll show you why in the near future. Right, in the near future, in this video. All right, other things I might want to be selecting are the colors. Now let's just for this video, let's just grab black. It's kind of an off color there. And obviously I can select my default colors if I want to, my actual brand colors. But just for this, oh, that's wrong, isn't it? Let's go back to there. There we go. Oh, what am I doing? Come on, Jackson. Let's go there. There we go. And we can see, we're getting our preview of what's happening here. Okay, so that gives us some good stuff to go on. So let's now switch back and take a look at the Facebook ad options, and you'll see now that it's starting to update with our branding. Now it'll still look hideous because we still need to work on our brand elements and work out what it is we want to use or need. So for example, if I go into this one, I can obviously see that my backdrop in this case really isn't going to cut it. Now, I can just turn that off and that will go to a solid color. I can then choose everything that I need to for this particular design. So it could be the color, whatever it is that I want to control. But also I wanted to show you something pretty cool as well. If we use, say, this, oops, wrong way. If we use this, and I can't remember what these are called, but you'll see here it changes the font. So I've now got the lighter font, the regular font, Agency Transformation, because I've wrapped it up in this. It gives us our Agency Transformation live. So let's go ahead and go back, therefore, and just work out what colors, what elements we need to be using to make all of this work. So I'm going to switch back. Let's close this. It's quite handy. This gives me this bad boy here. So we've got our elements. I'm going to go ahead. I've got my font here. I'm quite happy with that. Agency Transformation Live. Let's go into our fonts and let's say that we're going to use this standard color for our fonts and white because everything's going to be on dark colors. So that's really, really helpful. Maybe I want to control as well. What section is this? There you go. That's really handy because we can turn these on or off. Let's change this to black, or a darker color at least, so we can see what's going on with our text. And I'm probably going to want to grab a few more images of speakers. So to do that, I'm just going to go over here and just drag Chris Ducker onto my screen. Let's drag Paul Lacey. Let's get Amy Woods. Let's get Samantha. That'll do for now. And let's go back up here. What we can then do is go ahead and upload those assets. So we are going to go to images. Are we going to go to images? No, we're going to go to upload. Sorry, guys. I can't remember everything. And then let's upload each image. So there's Amy. There's Chris. There's Paul. And let's get Samantha. There's Samantha as well. Alrighty, so we've now got some extra images and we can drag those then on into these specific spaces. So here we've now got a good group of people. Now, there is this really nice background image with kind of a dark color. Problem is that's not really going to work for us because I'm using CSS and overriding it. So this background overlay I don't think is the greatest. I'm pretty sure though that we use somewhere. Here we go. We use this image here. So I'm going to grab this background image in here, which is our, let's open in a new tab. And this is this really nice background image. So I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to upload that into here as well. So I can grab that. Bam, in it goes. Quite a big image, I think. There we go. And I can drag that as my background / overlay image. So I'm starting to keep things on brand. Now then, I need to take this highlight off at the moment because I want agency transformation to actually be the bold one, but I can then put my my highlight brackets as they were here. I'm going to take 2019 out. I love this brand board because it just gives you the ability to see what things are going to look like. Agency transformation live. I can change my colors as well of the highlights, so maybe I would want my highlight to be white, which would look completely different. It's just a really, really useful way. Now, this icon shape, this is completely incorrect. I'm going to disable the icon for now. We don't have one at the moment. We do have some SVG shapes up here. Perhaps I could grab those later on and make some use out of these bad boys here. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that. Now then, looking at our logo, we can upload our logo. I think what I will do is I'm going to opt and see if I can just kind of fake our logo. Thankfully, we're just using bold and light here. So let's see if I can just go ahead and fake our logo a little bit. So let's pop that there. And say just agency transformation. We're then going to go into fonts, highlight. We're going to say that we want it to be light instead of regular. And then our main font, I'm going to say that I want that to be white as well. So that kind of helps us fake our logo a little bit. Obviously, that's not going to work for everyone. It's going to work for us at least. All right, so what we've done now is we've changed our backdrop image. We've played around with our fonts to make things look a little bit more on brand. We've thrown in some images. We've got a good combination, 50-50 split of our male and female speakers, which is awesome. We can upload other assets as well, should we need to change font, etc. We've got our URL there, all that good stuff. So let's switch back now and take a look at all of our different design options. So we've got all sorts here. We could have a post, so that could be a blog post, and it gives you kind of examples of all of the different assets that you can use. Let's go back to Facebook ads, because that's what we're interested in doing. We want to create some sort of awareness for people. So I could click on this one as an example, and you can see here we could use one of those icons. Maybe I'll upload one, and we could then add some text in here. We can add some extra text over here if we wish. So this is an option that we can use, or if we scroll down and we can look at all the other different options here. So perhaps I could go for this one here. So agency transformation, there's a picture of me there. I could edit this text, which is phenomenal. So Lee is speaking about stuff, and I can't even spell. One example of this could be if I pop one of the items that we're doing is that we're saying that Troy Dean's coming to town. So we could say we could change this to Troy Dean in the UK. Okay, Troy Dean in the UK. That's definitely not Troy Dean. And then we can just go ahead and grab his beautiful image. What a handsome guy he is. There you go. So that's just another very quick example. Obviously, that's a low resolution image from our website, so we should really be grabbing some better quality. But just for this instant, we can also do things like adding this border around the edge. We can add our overlay and all of that good stuff. That's using that image. We don't need that right now. But that's giving us a nice example of something that we could do. Remember, when you're happy with anything, you can just download that as a PNG or a JPEG. We tend to go for PNG. Let's go and have another look and see what else there is in here. So here's an example of, Troy Dean's in the UK, and we can start to change all of this. We can disable all of these images. We can add text, all of that good stuff. What other designs are there? Poor Troy's got something stuck in his head there. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one. So we can change this one back to agency and then put transformation in there. Transformation. You're announcing the latest speakers. I can get my backdrop in there for a bit of the colorization, which is great. I can disable this logo, and I can also fix my spelling of agency transformation in there as well. So you can see here it's giving us these layouts. Also, I realize we've got a duplicate there of Troy. Let's drag in Mr. Ducker there. So we've got Chris, we've got Troy, Samantha. etc. And this is looking like a rather nice layout. We can also add this to our favorites as well, which is useful because this means that my team can come in here and they can just edit this particular style with different text. So we could always keep agency transformation up there if I've not uploaded the logo, and then we can just keep changing this. Now, one of the cool things as well is we can actually do what's called a remix. So if we want to use a different shape, perhaps we're going to have a post, a very similar ad in, say, Instagram or something like that, we can do a remix of this, and this is going to resize the space for us, and I could replace this with one of my triangle icons or the group of icons to kind of create that branding, that brand awareness, and then we can use this exact same ad in a different environment. Now, the cool thing is I've just uploaded an SVG because that's what we're using on the website, and that actually works. So I can use our icon, or I could create a grouped icon version, but I can use our SVG icon here, which is epic, on the design. So that actually starts to look more realistic. If I go back to Remix, I can go ahead and see what that would look like there. I could turn the icon back on if I wanted to, and that icon as well can be your actual logo. Let's just keep exploring and seeing what else is available. These are all the different types of ads that you could be doing, vertical banners, etc. So here's a nice one here. We could put information about the speaker. We've got agency transformation live. We can put an overlay on the top of here as well, which is pretty cool. And we can control the colorization of that overlay as well, all of that good stuff, so that we can see this if we want to see it. Or we can turn that off. We can maybe turn off the URL, but we can retain at least this icon here. Remember as well, folks, you can actually move things around, which is phenomenal. You've got that sort of control over these elements, and you can also edit things in line wherever you want to. So I have this image here. Obviously, I can just pop that there and make him look like someone from Star Trek, which is phenomenal, and then I can download this. But this has been a really, really quick way for us to develop a range of images from our brands. To highlight what we did, we simply went up here to the magic URL, we popped in our site URL, we grabbed a load of site assets, we were able to start to build up our brand board. We then uploaded our fonts, which allowed us to then establish what our fonts were, including things like just our standard colors, how we wanted our logo to display. We've got our icons and other assets up here, and we can upload many more. We're not limited to what I've just uploaded, but this gives us that ability to create all of those assets, and then I can then task my team to go ahead and create imagery that will help us to promote this. If I'm going to do a video or whatever it is about this particular event, I've got all sorts of options that are just going to use our brand assets instantly. All these examples of stuff that I can use to promote my event and edit them and make them look nicer. It is literally just grabbing the stuff that I've given it and generating pretty cool imagery that I can use for inspiration, and then I can start to edit and do what I want with. It gives me a starting base for inspiration, and then I can create all of the magic that I want to create. All right, folks, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know below. I will do my level best to help. I'm friends with the folks over at RelayThat, so if you want to have a conversation with those guys, they've got a Facebook group as well, and they will often take feedback, and they will share what they're up to as well. So I'll be sure to put a link in the show notes as a description. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this really long waffly video, then please do like and subscribe. If you want to attend the Agency Transformation event, might as well pitch it. Don't forget, it's agencytransformation.live. Head on over to the website, grab your ticket. If you have any questions, you can talk to me just here. It would be so cool to have you at the event, and you can meet all of these wonderful people from around the world who are experts in their field. Including people like Samantha, who is helping you with health and well-being. That's your mental health, etc. Or people like Mike Hillen, who's going to be a rock star in helping you with your sales, funnels, etc. We've got Amy, who's going to help you understand content repurposing and getting the most of your content. We've got Mr. Gorgeous Paul Lacey, who is always featured on our podcast, which is hilarious. There are so many speakers here who are going to help you. We've got the schedule available so you can see what's happening. We've got the location with a video of yours truly rocking around there. It's at my church. It's a nice big church. We can fit 300 people in there if we want to. So if you all turn up, that's great. And as of watching this video, as the date of recording at least, you've only got 18 more days to grab your tickets to get the early bird before we pop the price up full. Because there you go. Oh, look at that. Some sponsors. WP Elevation, My Web Audit, Angle Crown, that's my company. Agency Trailblazer, that's our podcast. All right, folks, I hope this has been useful. Take care.